So today's video journal is about my teacher interview as well as the student observation. So again, this is continuing the student I'll be doing my functional behavior assessment on. I decided to interview one of his teachers, his English teacher, who is a 25-year teaching veteran and has been teaching English for over 20 years, as well as English language development. So things that she noticed, I asked her sort of thinking about the ABC. So I asked her about what antecedents is she seeing that triggers the behavior that we've been seeing him do, which is leaving class, as well as any other behaviors that she's noticed. And then what consequences, whether intentional or not, are happening because of his behavior. So the big thing that she's noticed is being asked to do something he does not want to do. It isn't always necessarily work. It could be someone being too close to him. It could be taking out his computer. It could be asking him a direct question. It could be a change in task, transition to something new, or something that's more academically demanding. He could also be being redirected to do work, but in his one-to-one aide is asking him questions. So really, it seems as though antecedents generally tend to be anytime he's being directed to do something, or if he feels as though he's not able to do what it is that he would like to do. Generally, what happens is either he will just generally just leave the class without permission. At one point, he had excused himself. He gets up slowly and goes and gets the pass. But generally, it's just up and out the door. So the consequences is he does need to complete his work when he comes back to class. He's not able to get out of the work. But what the teacher does notice is that if he doesn't do the work in class, what happens is he takes it home. And then when he takes it home, he's able to work with his parent on it. So it was interesting for me to think about that. Is this sort of something that he looks forward to? Does he like doing the work at home with mom or dad? Does he not like doing the work in class with all the other stimuli around him? This is really definitely interesting because most of the students I work with are much more about work avoidance in terms of avoiding failure, or they're nervous about it being too difficult, not really about the environment or the proximity of other people. So the next thing I did was I did a student observation. So this was a ninth grade English classroom. It was on Friday and it was done for a half an hour. Unfortunately, the student was out of the classroom for about 25 of those minutes. I'm actually going to be doing an interview with his one-to-one aide that we have right now. It's not his official one-to-one aide. We just put that onto his IEP. So it's actually one of our special education aides that has been reassigned to him for the time being. But I'll be speaking with him because I want to get a sense of what's happening outside of the classroom, what behaviors, what conversations are happening. And then I do want to also interview the student as well. So 12:55, the bell rings. He was not in class. So he missed the warm-up. He comes into class at 12:56. He arrives to the desk and he looks at the warm-up paper. He does not sit down. He checks in there. So what he does do is he gets a check-in by the aide to check in to see if he's got everything he needs. At 12:57, the whole class is asked to look at the teacher and at the board. He was about to sit down. He actually gets up and he runs out of the class. The aide follows him. So the consequences of that is the aide does follow. He's now missing the warm-up and he's missing the beginning of class. They're reviewing rhetorical devices and how to do that in a script or in a commercial format. He's gone the entire time. I leave at 1:25 because he did not return. I see him in the hallway with the aide on his way back to class. He's coming back. He has a soda in his hand. He's drinking the soda. His teacher did inform me that when he did get back, he did a little work. He left again, and then he came back and he finished all the work he needed to for the day. So he was able to get work done. I'm really intrigued by the student's behavior. I'm really looking forward to digging into the function behind it so we can start thinking about what interventions does he need to feel calm enough, centered enough to do the work. My gut tells me it's some sort of sensory thing, too much movement, too much paper, all these different pieces of the puzzle. So it will be interesting to see as we continue to dig. Thanks so much.